JCM Photography. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's video, where the theme is going to be what's in my kit for a wedding photographer. There are deliberate decisions why I shoot what I shoot, why I use the lenses that I use, and every piece of equipment. I will be explaining as I show you the equipment why I use this equipment. I will tell you up front, I shoot Pentax, and not a lot of people shoot Pentax, especially pros. However, I started out on them back in high school on the K1000 and the Spotomatic 2. I liked the cameras, I liked the way they felt, so I stuck with them and have made the transition from film to digital with Pentax camera bodies, and they do what I need them to do. They work just fine. First thing in my kit, we'll start off with my primary body. My primary camera body is a Pentax K3 24 megapixel, and I have a battery grip attached to it so that I can shoot an entire wedding without having to change batteries. All I have to do is switch from the grip to the body or from the body to the grip when it gets low. But I could shoot an entire wedding, don't have to worry about changing batteries. I also have a Arca Swiss quick release on the bottom that allows me to attach it to my monopod and tripod, which has Arca Swiss ball heads on them. I have a 1.5 inch viewfinder magnification on this and on my backup body. I have them on both. I just like it. These have bright pentaprisms in them, but it still helps you to be able to manually focus if you have to manually focus, and also to tell what is in focus. So there you go, Pentax K3 primary body. My backup body is a Pentax K50 16 megapixel DSLR. On it, I do not have the Arca Swiss quick release because this one doesn't see a tripod or a monopod. I just have the rapid strap attachment to it. I shoot with a double rapid strap. I carry two cameras at the same time. That's my camera bodies. I also have other older camera bodies that I can pull out of retirement if anything happens to either one of those. On my lenses, you're going to see a prevailing theme: Tamron and Pentax. I just like the brands. They work good for me. They get the job done. What I'm going to do with the lenses, I'm going to start in order of use. So my first lens is the Tamron 17 to 50 f2.8 lens. It's a nice fast zoom, good image quality, and I use it. It fits a lot of the bills at a wedding, especially the ceremony and the reception, and it's probably, or it is, my most used lens. It's attached to my K3. Next lens up is a Pentax 50 to 135 f2.8 zoom lens. Sharpest, best lens I have by far. The only thing that holds it back is the focal distance. Sometimes, you can't get anything wide with it, 50 to 135. So, but it is an awesome, sharp, easy to manually focus lens, unlike some of my other zooms. But this lives on my backup camera. This lives on my K50 all the time. Never leaves the K50. Actually, the only reason it left the K50 was to do this video. It's going to go right back on whenever I get done. The next most used lens that I use is the Tamron 28 to 75. It's a macro at the 75, which is good for detail shots of rings and flowers and stuff like that. Um, 28 is not that wide, but I prefer to use this over the 17 to 50 when I don't need that wide of a lens. It's got a little better compression because it's a little longer and gives me a little bit better depth of field. Alright. Next up is the Tamron 10 to 24 3.5 to 4.5. It's the only zoom I have that's variable aperture. It's not as fast as my 2.8s, however, because it's a wider lens, I can make up for that shorter focal distance by I can go slower on my shutter speed as long as there's no action in the scene. This is the latest addition to my lenses, and it, in fact, on the last wedding I shot, it lived on the K3 the entire time. So I see this moving up the list of lenses that I use the most. Next up, we have two primes. We have the 50 prime f1.8. Nice sharp lens, really good out of focus, bokeh, and light. Yeah, good portrait lens. Then I have my other prime that I use is a 35 f2.4, a little wider. There's actually, on smaller ceremonies, been times I've actually used this lens during the ceremony. If I don't have a real wide venue, or it's a small wedding and I don't have a very large wedding party, I'll use this lens. Next thing in my kit is my double rapid strap. I have lanyards attached to them, which with the other end on my cameras, so I have my camera's lanyard off every time I shoot. And finally, after about 4 years of doing that, it actually a few months ago actually paid off for me by stopping my camera and lens from hitting the ground. So I highly recommend some type of lanyard system from your strap to your camera. Next thing I got is a photographer's vest. I can't show you all of it, but I will tell you that it is extremely handy. It's got 3 zipper pockets on each side and reach-in pockets on each side. Awesome for stuffing extra batteries, extra your cleaning kit, lenses. I've even stuck my big zoom lens in one of the pockets one time when I needed to change out. Next thing on my kit is very important: extra batteries. Extra batteries for both of my cameras. I don't need the K3 batteries, but I take them anyhow because it's got the battery grip on it. Take plenty of AA batteries. I've got some already packed up in my flashes, which I'll cover in the next video that I do. Plenty of AAAs for my triggers. Next up is a cleaning kit. I always have a microfiber cloth on me at all times. Have a lens pen on me, a couple in my bag. I have a rocket blower for cleaning off dust off lenses, and my sensor, which I clean periodically. I've never had sensor dirt at all, knock on wood, but it's a first time for everything. Next thing is going to be a monopod and tripod. My tripod is in use right now. My video camera is on it. My other tripod is with my backup, with my second photographer. And I have a monopod, and there's my ball head I use with it. Very useful piece of equipment for getting down with low shutter speeds. You can shoot motion blurs with it and everything. Like I said, I got the ball head on both. My second photographer has the same setup. Ball heads on both with the same Arca Swiss quick release plate on the primary body. Next thing on my kit is always to have my shot book and a pen. When I shoot something new or a different location, I'll take notes on it, and that way I've got it next time I go back to that location, or next time I want to replicate the what I've done in the past. You know, you have a starting point and do little tweaks on your exposure or whatever, but you have a good base to start from. And that is what's in my kit as far as camera, lens, little accessories. Oh, I also have a white balance card set that I forgot to get out. I do apologize for that. And numerous other little filters and stuff like that. I carry a circular polarized filter, a variable neutral density filter for doing motion blurs when it's sunny out and stuff like that. I've also used it with my flash before outside. It works just as good as high-speed sync, and I can use my mono light, whereas it'll put out way more power than the high-speed sync flashes I have. I have 3 high-speed sync flashes, but they still don't total the output of that one monolight, my main monolight I use. And I want to thank you for joining me. This has been a little more informal, a little more rambling. I do apologize for that, but I just wanted to give you a good idea of what's in my kit and what I use. So if you're starting out in wedding photography, you'll understand. One last point, the lenses, I've got 17-50, 28-75, and 10-24. The 17-50 and the 28-75 are so close that if one of them goes down, I've got a backup lens. And that's my main focal length that I can use. So you got to think about stuff like that as well. You know, just let me know what you think of these videos. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment on future content you want to see. Next week the video is going to be on what's in my kit for speed light and lighting and modifiers. Alright, thank you for watching and have a blessed night.